Amazingly fast technique enables stroke and head trauma survivors to regain speech, plus faster thought and limb movement after a stroke, sometimes within minutes. Have you or someone you know had a stroke that has left some sort of debilitating after effect? Although all strokes are different, there are some common physical problems that many people experience. Problems with movement or balance, muscle weakness or paralysis, unknown pain and discomfort, problems with vision, swallowing, bladder and bowel control, overtiredness. Then there are the after effects that we cannot see. Some serious hidden side effects of a stroke that can include communication linked with an aphasia, speech and language problems, expressive aphasia, can't quite say the right words in order, receptive aphasia, unable to understand what is being said to them. People with aphasia find it difficult to speak and understand what other people are saying to them. Problems with reading and writing, memory and thinking problems. Short-term memory and concentration are affected by stroke. Problem solving becomes difficult. Planning a route and finding your way around. The after effects of stroke can affect changes to your emotions. A stroke has an emotional impact, which can lead to problems like depression and anxiety. It can also make it more difficult to control your emotions. Family and friends will notice changes in your behavior. Many survivors will have been told that they are fully recovered, but deep inside, you just know that there is something missing, but can't quite put your finger on it? You think this is it, the end. You're wrong. There is an alternative therapy that has been proven to work on many types of stroke and head trauma survivors, and on many occasions has helped people fully recover in not months, weeks, or days, but in quite literally minutes. Yes, that's right, minutes. This is not a wild exaggeration, but a fact that many people who had given up on ever getting back their normality, had lost faith in their physiotherapy treatment, stopped going to stroke clubs, stopped visiting speech therapists, and resigned themselves to never getting past this depressing moment in their lives. When, all of a sudden, out of the blue, they heard from a friend of a friend about this man from Hull, England called John Green, who can meet you for the very first time, and before he leaves you, 45 minutes later, has shown many people an improvement that they had never dreamed was possible. People saying that they can now control limbs that they couldn't control half an hour earlier. People saying that their speech has come back to normal and their thinking has come back up to speed again, even after years of being like they were. We have seen some of the most remarkable recoveries that were thought or deemed as impossible, such as a lady who, 7 years prior, had a massive life-changing aneurysm whilst giving birth to her now 7-year-old son, which left her unable to care for herself. Her entire left side was in what can only be described as in the fetal position, left arm and leg curled inwards, and her speech barely audible and incoherent. Living with her carer mom, she was self-harming with cigarettes and drinking cooled tea through a straw. This lovely lady, who wishes not to be named, was told about John Green's Shak therapy and didn't want to try it because she didn't want any false hopes. But, as luck would have it, her sister, who was helped by John Green after her stroke, asked John for a lift to her mom's as her car broke down. John drove to her sister's and was sat directly opposite stroke survivor's sister. Also in the room were two ladies from the local spiritualist church doing healing on her. They stopped, and John asked her mom what letter comes after S in the alphabet. She replied T. John said, "Yes please, no sugar thank you," at which the stroke sister laughed, which is all John wanted to know, that she is trapped in there, wanting to get out. Now, this was a first for John, seeing someone as bad as this, but it didn't stop him from going through the motions of a Shak therapy, without her even knowing he was doing it. Everyone thought he was just being jolly and loud. But then something amazing happened. Her left arm relaxed and flopped like a rag doll, which has now got her attention. John asked her how she is feeling, and she clearly replied, "I'm fine." Her mother called her name, saying, "You're talking, you're talking." All the women in the room was now crying tears of joy as her legs straightened out and she started wriggling her toes. John said, "I'll bet you think I'm a weird person, don't you?" And she replied, "I don't know what to think." And then she stood up slowly, walked into the downstairs bedroom, and got herself dressed for the first time in 7 years. Everyone was crying. John was hugged till he couldn't breathe. And get this, John did this therapy after drinking only a half of his cup of tea. What a great feeling. It's hard to describe the feelings you get when you witness a Shak therapy. But it is so good to know that John has come back from seclusion and this time will not let trolls destroy the good work that has to be done. Get a copy of Shak therapy video now. Shak therapy can be done by anyone without any hypnotic skills or stroke. Know how. What matters is that the person getting the Shak therapy actually understands you or is even showing signs of understanding you, i.e., by laughing at silly quirky stuff when it is said within their earshot. Do you have a friend or family member who needs you to help them? Then use this very rare opportunity to get a downloadable copy of a video showing exactly step by step how to do a Shak therapy demonstrated by the founder of Shak therapy, Mr. John W. Green, in layman's language, taking you step by step, explaining and demonstrating exactly what, when, and how to do Shak therapy, breaking it down without any technical jargon. This video has been sold worldwide and has very good reviews, testimonials, and even great questions that have helped John Green to improve upon the improvements. The price for this video and the information contained within is invaluable. People have literally spent thousands on flights just to get to see John Green personally to have a Shak therapy in his hometown of Hull, UK. There is not only a video, but a complimentary audio for the stroke survivor to listen to and feel the differences it makes to help a person to take control of their own mind and body. John Green has written an ebook that is on sale on Amazon, also explaining the entire Shak therapy routine that has to be followed to the letter to get the best results. To get your copy of the video, audio, ebook, visit our website www.recoveryfromstroke.com.